Hey everyone, Deepak Saini here from Deepak Saini Health and PersonalBlueZones.com. So you're probably wondering, what is on my head and what is this thing I'm breathing in here? So I'm here at the Citizen Science Alpha Lab with my good friend Kareem Delgado. He's appeared in previous videos. You want to say hi there,
Hello,
Kareem?
everyone.
So Kareem, what is on my head? Let's start with that. What is on my head? I'm wearing some sort of cap.
Yeah, so, yep, here we go. So, right now what you're wearing is 900 nanometer infrared and 600 nanometer infrared as well, cap, to radiate your brain. We do have some international ones, but I haven't put those in yet. We can select what frequency we want, so it's completely flexible cap. That's there to charge up your mitochondria and make sure that your body heals faster on the brain.
So this could be one modality of for brain injury or even Alzheimer's treatment potentially.
Absolutely. So just this cap alone, used 5 times a week for 20 minutes, has been actually been proven to decrease a lot of symptoms that might be associated with somebody who's got traumatic brain injury or Alzheimer's. It's not going to cure it, but it's going to help the body, the mitochondria, produce more energy and be able to have more circulation in the brain and therefore more oxygen. And that's kind of the main idea with a cap.
Okay, so I've talked about this previously about traumatic brain injury, concussions specifically in family members, etc. So if this was to happen to someone, they could book like their kid hockey or football or something like that. They could book a session and do, like you said, 5 times a week. And for, sorry, how long you say, 15, 20 minutes?
15, 20 minutes, but for traumatic brain injury, we've actually innovated, we've created a protocol for TBI, which is the number one cause of death and disability between 1 to 44 years old. So we've partnered up with the Human Garage. They were out of Venice, California. They looked at 10,000 clients. 85% of them had traumatic brain injuries, and they had over 200,000 sessions. So we've captured all the data sets from them and actually created a custom protocol. So this headset would be part of the protocol, but the protocol takes 2 months to complete. And after 2 months, a person would be able to have drastic changes in their brain functions and even quality of life. Things like, it's not just brain fog, but folks who actually have traumatic brain injury get severe damage, and this damage actually messes with their brain hardware, which affects executive functions, emotional regulation, and many other things like being affected by light or hearing. So the protocol that we're launching, I think it's in about 2 months now, in conjunction with the Human Garage. It's going to be able to help people at a deep level. Yeah, and right now what we're doing is this facilities that we're in today is going to be a resource for folks who actually want to be able to try these protocols and use this equipment. Literally, we have about $500,000 worth of gear here that folks can actually come and play with, and then also be able to use it to implement the protocols, which we're making open source.
Cool. So you said earlier, stimulate mitochondria, which is, I would argue, mitochondrial dysfunction, probably the basis of most diseases, chronic diseases. So that's awesome. So before we move on to what I'm breathing here, I know this is from one of your partners that you work with is lent or donated this cap. But what would this cap cost? Because I know people are going to ask me.
Yeah, so usually...
obviously there's different brands, but like this one in particular.
Yeah, so I'll share a little bit comparison here. 1 second.
Just high level, Kareem. What would you say?
We're looking at maybe about $3,000.
$3,000 for this cap. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you're struggling with Alzheimer's or something, you can't put a price tag on your quality of life or a health span either. So, so I'm just going to tilt it a bit here, and you can see there's this looks like a microphone that. Well, thanks, Kareem, for taking that. That I'm actually there's water vapor coming out here, and you can see the device behind me. It's called the Nano V, which is another partner here with the Citizen Science Alpha Lab. So, Kareem, maybe you can explain what I'm breathing here in and why. What's the benefit of this?
Yeah, so the Nano V, what it does, it uses, again, I think far infrared, which is 1200 nanometers, and it charges a steam of water, and it's micronized little parts of water. And that micronization is really important because The more micronized it is, the higher.
Sorry to interrupt. We just ran. Our session is done. Can I start it again?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Just press play. It's pretty easy to use. So
go.
yeah, so you just put what is it? Just water, but it's not. What is it? Distilled water. Distilled water in that little container here, and then you just press play. So what it does is 1200 nanometers. It charges part of the cell, creates something called reactive oxygen species, but it's actually the good reactive oxygen species, because reactive oxygen species is when you exercise or you do that, you have a lot of stress, and that actually gets a body to oxidate. But there's actually a good reactive oxygen species that is a signaling molecule for your cells to be able to create structured water inside of your cells. And so what the Nano V does, it makes it so that structured inside of your proteins are able to charge properly. And when they charge, the proteins fold properly, and once they fold properly, they can execute their programming. So that's what that machine does. So we stack them together, usually along with some nutraceuticals prior to this, so that you could actually get more activation. And then afterwards, after sessions 2, we also have prescribed some supplements after to get the effects last a bit longer in the body.
So I've used this device before at a conference a couple of years back. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be misremembering, but does it not also structure the water? So it's structured water when you.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning, right?
Yeah,
But it's
okay.
it's not just structured water, structured mist. And what happens is that mist is higher surface area. So the more surface area you have, the more charge you have.
Yeah.
I mean, you could create structured water by just putting chia seeds and then put them on the windowsill, and then get the because it's hydrophilic. So the hydrophilic portion of the to create the structured water, you could do that with chia seeds and things. But what this does, it's almost like having a little bit of a, like saying, like some really light beer concentration when you have like the chia seeds, as compared to this is more like a concentrated doses of 1200 nanometers, which creates inside of the cells the structured water.
Yeah, I feel great with that. So thanks for the quick recap here. So anyone, if you have any questions on how to get a hold of these or more what to do, you can certainly reach out to me. I can put you in touch with Kareem. I'll link to Kareem's links and to Brain Mechanics and the Citizen Science Initiative. But this is Deepak Saini signing out from Deepak Saini Health and PersonalBlueZones.com, and I look forward to your comments. Cheers.